Leela, these monkeys did so much for me, but I was living in the forest and I couldn't do anything for them. They built bridges and they fought against Ravana, but I had nothing to give them. Now I'll give them this butter. Monkeys were eating and Krishna was eating and Yashoda saw the butter pot, the yogurt pot broken. She knew who did it. She saw little footprints of butter on the floor. She followed those footprints. She picked up a little stick. Meanwhile, Krishna was feeding the monkeys and eating butter, and I was grinding water. And Yashoda saw him. He was looking in all directions, afraid of his mother. This is the power of a mother's love. Even God fears it. He wasn't afraid of Agasura or Trinavarta or Pralambasura or Keshi, but he was afraid of Yashoda. Yashoda came from behind him. He jumped off and started running, and she ran after him, and he ran, and she ran, and he ran, and she ran, and he kept running, and ultimately, even though the greatest yogis, the greatest scholars can never ever catch the Supreme Personality, she caught him. And then Krishna was crying. Kunti Devi, in her prayers, she was remembering this. Although death personified is afraid of you, you are afraid of your mother. And she put this kajal, this black cosmetic on his eyes, and his tears were mixing with that, and there were black streaks coming down. So beautiful. Satyavrat Muni in his Damodarastakam explains the scene to us. His lips, which are red like fresh bimber fruits, are trembling. His limbs are quivering. His eyes are weeping. And as he's begging mercy from his mother. I won't do it again, I promise. Just don't. She put down the stick. Why? Because you associate with monkeys, you become like a monkey. Why do you want to do it like this? She had other chores, and she didn't want Krishna to hurt himself. So to protect him, she decided to bind him with a rope. She took a beautiful silk rope that was used for binding calves while they were milking the mothers. This was very appropriate. She went to put it around his waist, but it was 2 fingers too small. Like this. She tied more rope, still 2 fingers. She tied more and more and more and more. The rope was getting bigger, 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 and even bigger. And Krishna's waist didn't grow at all. But however much rope, it was always exactly 2 fingers too small. Soon other gopis came and brought all the stock of ropes from their houses. And they were all different color ropes. It was a festival of ropes. There were hundreds of ropes tied together, and the ropes were bigger than this room. And Krishna's waist was this big. And every time it was exactly 2 fingers too small. How is that? The gopis told Yashoda, don't you see it is not Krishna's destiny to be tied up today? Just stop this endeavor. There's no use. And Yashoda Mai, by this time, flowers were falling from her hair and she was perspiring. Her sari was becoming loose. She just kept tying ropes. And she said, no, I have to protect my son. I have to protect my son. I can't leave him alone. And besides that, I really want to see how many ropes it takes to go around Krishna's waist. And ultimately, to show the whole world how Krishna agrees to be bound by the rope of his devotee's love, he allowed himself to be bound. Damodar. Krishna, who was bound by the waist, by the rope of his mother's love. And in this we find not only is the Lord grateful to his mother's love, but is conquered by his mother's love.